It's go time, baby. Welcome to the Ideal Workshop. This is where we get down to the nitty gritty. We pull it out of you, we give it back to you, and we help you win. Let's go, baby. Princeton's in the bathroom. Alrighty, guys. Thank you guys for showing up. How's everybody doing? Wonderful. Doing good? Alrighty. Well, real quick, this mic right here, I'm gonna give you guys the itinerary, but this is gonna go to all you guys. So whenever you're talking, before you talk, if this is not in your hand, wait, or you could grab it, but I'm gonna do my best to make sure I just kind of hand it over to whoever's talking. I wanna make sure we get everything voiced here, but just wanna let you guys know we do mainly for the Q&A and stuff like that. So, alrighty, I'm gonna go over itinerary with you guys. You say your dad? I was like, it's my dad. Alrighty, guys. So basically, we're a few minutes behind. We're gonna get this rolling. Right now, we're gonna have Princeton come up for about a good 20, 25 minutes. He'll go to about 6:30. Mike will come in right after. He's gonna go over his education side of everything until 7 o'clock. Me and him will both go through. From 7 to 7:23, we'll open up for break, meet, network, and all that stuff. And then we'll come back. And then 7:30 to 8:15 will be opportunity seat, where for some of you guys that were here last time, we're basically gonna go around, get to know each other, find out what it is, what is your ask, what is it that you're looking for, and how can we help you, and then where can we connect you with. So we'll basically take that 45 minutes, and then from 8:15 to 9, we'll open it up for networking, so everybody gets to mix, mingle, have that time and everything, and then we'll be closing everything out at about 9. Sound good? Alrighty, guys. Let's get this rolling. Princeton Clark, you got the floor. Let's take it off and let's get it going, baby.
Let's get it. How you guys doing tonight? I need to get that energy up, man. How you guys doing tonight, man? Good. That's what I'm talking about, man. Look, we're glad to have you guys out here again for another workshop. And you guys see, we're moving, we're shaking. Things are leveling up right now. And we're really excited to bring this next phase of what we've been really working on for a long time to you guys through Ideal. You know, we want to help you develop the habits that are going to transform your life. We want to help you develop the wisdom that's going to help you to elevate in your life so that you can be the best, wisest, most efficient version of yourself. And that means we got to show up 100%. We're going to give you the tools. We're going to give you the exercises. We're going to give you the programs. We're going to give you everything you need to be successful. But you guys know me. I'm always going to go deeper. I'm always going to chime in, you know, and challenge you guys to really think about what this life looks like for you. You know, we talk a lot about vision. We talk a lot about what we want to achieve, what we want to experience, what we want to have in our lives. But how many of us are showing up every single day to create that ideal? How many of us are programming and wiring ourselves through our habits, through our actions, through our thoughts to become that version of us to create that ideal life that we truly desire? A lot of the times it's good. We get into these events and it's easy to talk about what we want to achieve. It's easy to talk about the things and the success and the joy we want to experience, the love we want to experience, the partnerships, the businesses we want to develop. You know, but I always say talk without action, you guys know, it's cheap. And it's costing you your life. You know, I was thinking earlier today, I was sitting back and I was telling Alejandro, I said, you know, I've been emotional all day today because, you know, I've been doing this for a really long time. And I look around and I see the world and I see so many people born, seeded into the earth with so much potential. Literally every person in this room, every person in this area right here, every person you cross paths with every single day has the potential to create something great, has the potential to manifest that next level life. But very few people, we have to ask the question, why is it that very few people take their life in their hands? Why is it that very few people actually show up for themselves every single day like they love themselves enough to believe that anything is possible? Because we'll say anything is possible, but do we truly live and develop habits to unlock that possibility? You know, and so I was emotional today because I genuinely care about the state of the people that I'm connected to. I genuinely care about the heart of people that I'm connected to. I genuinely care about them getting the results to create the life that they have been given the opportunity to create. And I want to see people win. We want to see people win. And I was sitting back today and I was just meditating and I was just praying on this thing, man. And I was like, man, what am I supposed to be doing? Like, I feel like I've been doing so much, but I've outgrown the space or the thing that I once saw as an ideal for myself. And I realized my vision has expanded so much. And, they're going to get into develop the mindset, developing the techniques, developing the skills, developing the tools and all that. But what I want to challenge you guys with tonight is the question of, are you really showing up in your next level potential, or are you showing up in what's now become familiar? See, because sometimes we function based on what we believed was possible at a different point in our life, at a different point of our journey. I was looking back on my life today and I realized that where I am now, being an A-type personality, I'm always working to that next thing, but I realized that where I was 15, 20 years ago, what I thought would be that next level, we always say, when I get there or when I achieve this, I'll be happy. But I realized that as I have grown, as I have worked to create the ideal of what was in alignment with that version of Princeton, now that I'm here, guess what? It's expanded, it's evolved. And so life on every level calls us to evolve. But sometimes we get stuck. We hit that plateau because we accept what's familiar. We accept what has become common to us. And I've faced this so many times in my life where I had to ask the question, am I just flowing in what's familiar, or am I challenging myself still to step into unfamiliar territory or uncommon territory to do that which is uncommon to me? Because if we're not stepping into that next level of that next ideal, and I'm not pushing you guys into the hustle and, you got to make shit happen. It's like, no, you got to find your flow. What flows for you where you are now? Does where you have been align with where you now have the potential to go? Because on each level we gain wisdom. And I realized today that I'm being called to a whole new level. And there's just been feeling like there's this lion on the inside of me that's ready to roar. And this message is just wake up the warriors. Wake up the warriors. Wake up the people who are saying, I am not taking any prisoners. I'm not taking no for an answer. I'm not settling to be less than what I've been. I'm not settling to be less than what society says or what society says I can be. I'm going to be everything that I believe is possible for me, because if I can see it, I can believe it, I can achieve it. That's the ideal. It's not a measurable entity or essence that we can compare ourselves to other people. Sure, I see plenty of people who are successful. I see plenty of people who have the nice houses. I see plenty of people who have the nice cars. That's great. That's just a bonus. But the true ideal starts with self-fulfillment. The true ideal starts with creating a life of freedom. So the next question is, do you truly feel free in how you are currently showing up in your life? Do you truly feel fulfilled in how you're showing up in your life? Because if there's no fulfillment, what we all desire at the core of our being is freedom and fulfillment. There's plenty of people who generate and create these realities that to the world look successful, but what does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul in the process? Anybody can do that. I always say, I'm not impressed by the houses and the cars and the stuff. That doesn't impress me. Show me a spirit that's been tried by fire and still believes that anything is possible. That's what I'm impressed by. The ideal is to be the strongest, wisest, most efficient version of you possible, to create that life that's in alignment with what flows from your own spirit. And see, a lot of the times it's easy to go to events and we get caught up in the clouds. We get caught up in the smoke. We get caught up in the logic of it all. But if at a soul level you are not so connected to the vision that you have, there's always going to be something that can take that enthusiasm, that can take that hope, that can take that dream and limit it from becoming a manifested vision in your life. All the tools that, Michael and Blake have worked so hard to put together through Ideal. You guys see the new book here that they've just put out. They got the new app coming out. They're just tools. But without the soul to power the wisdom behind the tools, guess what? You're still going to be missing it. You're still going to be missing it. You're still not going to feel free. You're always going to find yourself still feeling like you got to measure up to something. Still feeling like you're not enough. And what I've realized in my own journey is that from the moment I started dedicating myself to the work of my own divine soul, to the work of being the best version of me possible, from that moment, everything that I have put my mind to, my heart to, and my actions to, I have manifested it. Not one time have I ever divinely been let down. And what we want to help you do is to tap into the realness of you, not the identities that we see in the mirror. That's just the earth suit you see in the mirror. That's all it is. When I look in the mirror, you guys have heard me, you've been here before, you've heard me say, everybody has an idea of Princeton, but Princeton's going to be who the hell I say Princeton's going to be when Princeton needs to be it. Because I'm a soul with a body. I'm not the reflection. The reflection is what I say it will be. So this ideal, this state of being, these tools are meant to guide you into alignment with yourself so that you can create that life, so that you can dismantle the personified ideas of self that you have been enslaved to because of experiences, because of the world, because of the programming of society, to truly get back into alignment with what truly brings you peace, what truly brings you joy, what truly lights you on fire. And again, what truly makes you feel free and what makes you feel fulfilled in your life. That is the ideal. How many of you want to experience the ideal? Come on. Like, see, for real, like, I get emotional because I feel like there's so much noise out there. When we came together and decided we wanted to start hosting these workshops, it was like, man, like we see the potential of so many different people. We see what's possible for so many different people. And we understood that in starting this, in the beginning, this wasn't going to be something that attracted the masses. Not in the beginning. Why? Because we're not speaking the language of the masses. We're not speaking that huff and fluff and the BS that get hype stuff. That's not what we're about. We're about real change. We're about real results. And we don't have to beat you up to get the results. We got to wake you up to get the results. And a lot of people aren't ready to wake up. But if we could ignite the fire of creating that ideal life, that passion-driven life, that purpose-driven life, that love-driven life, that impact-driven life, if we can awaken that in just a few, I always say this, man, and I'm not going to make this a religious thing. You guys know, I always say Jesus is my avatar. Jesus took 12 men and flipped an entire nation upside down. I don't need the masses. I need the willing. Who's willing to turn away from the ideas of self that have restricted them from being everything that they have the power to be? Who's willing to turn away from the naysayers? Who's willing to turn away from the negative habits? Who's willing to turn away from the negative mindsets? Who's willing to turn away from living a less than life to living an empowered life? That's what I'm looking for. And so I just wanted to begin by setting the tone tonight. Because I don't just talk this thing, I live this thing. A lot of you guys have businesses, you have brands. Understand you are your brand. You are your business. So if you are out of alignment with you, guess what? Anything you create is going to be out of alignment too. So we're bringing you back into divine alignment. Divine alignment. You know, in some spaces they might say, oh, he's talking that woo-woo stuff. I always say it's not woo-woo, it's you. You're just not aware of it yet. And so we really just want to set the foundation, because our heart is to help you create that ideal life. But it starts with mastering self, or better yet, becoming aware of the master in self. That creator. That thing that beats, that you feel at times like you're warring with two sides of you. How many of you know what that feels like? To feel like you want to do one thing, but every time you go to do that one thing, there's like this war. It's like two versions of you fighting on the inside of you. And you're like, dude, I don't know what's going on. It's time to get rid of that version of you, because anything that speaks against what's divinely possible for you is a lie. That lie keeps us disconnected and deceived in not being what we truly have the potential to be. The truth is, you are divinely loved, divinely created in purpose, divinely created with the power to speak, think, and respond in a way that literally creates any reality that you believe is possible. And every day you wake up, you got to show up like that. I don't care what the circumstances look like. When that little voice in you, you know, maybe it's been traumatized, or maybe it's been neglected, or maybe it's been told no too many times, or maybe it's been in different situations where it couldn't fully actualize itself, and it's still a part of you that still wants to be seen or still wants to be validated. I need everybody to own their power tonight and say, I am everything that I was already created to be. You aren't working to become something you're not. You're waking up to what you already are. And the moment I got that was the moment my life started transforming. The moment I got that was the moment I started moving in my ideal. That life that I had the potential to create. You are already everything you were ever divinely created to be. But as I always say, when the world says no, God said yes. You already won the battle. You already won. The circumstances and the challenges that you face are only challenging you to wake up to believe that you've won. That's it. That's it. Everything you face is literally a test from the divine, a test from the spirit, a test from the world saying, do you believe yet? Do you really believe? I know you were saying it with your friends the other day that you're gonna manifest this vision. You're gonna impact the world. You're gonna take this business to the next level. But do you believe yet? All right, let me throw this at you. You don't believe yet. I got something else coming behind that. So pay attention. When you start getting hit over and over again, that's when you know it's game time. It's game time. Because as I always say, a teacher will never test you on anything and you haven't already been taught a lesson on. So if the lessons keep coming and the tests keep coming and the pop quizzes keep coming, it's game time. It's time for you to step into your ideal. And that's what we're here to help you do. Is to be the best version of you that you were divinely created to be, to bring change to this world in your industries, in your homes, and in every aspect of your life. And if you guys are ready to go, you guys are ready to rock, let me hear a hell yeah, or I love it, or I'm here for it, whatever you got. All right, we're going to bring up Michael and Blake, and they're going to dive in tonight. They're going to give you guys some wisdom. But listen, I just want you guys to be open, keep your hearts open, keep your minds open. As new information, see it as opportunity for transformation. See it as an opportunity to be a better version of you, and ask yourself, as they're teaching you these things, giving you these tools, how can you use this information to be that ideal you?
All righty. All righty, you guys ready? So today, I'm gonna pull up this, let me pull up this right here and get this rolling. All right, so what I'm gonna talk about is the science of habits. I'm gonna relate the science of habits today to sales. So everybody in here, who's a business owner? Everybody a business owner? All right, are you guys the sales rep in your guys' business? You gotta be, especially for a small business. I'm the sales rep in my business, until we grow, scale, build, hire on sales reps, grow nationwide, grow globally. I don't know what you guys' goals are, but I encourage you guys to aim high. So when I'm talking about the science of habits, there's gonna be things that stop us from growing. It's gonna be your habits that actually stop you from growing. So I'm gonna go through this fast for time purposes. It is recorded, so I'll get you guys all the recordings too as well. And then I'm gonna have Blake come up here and talk about and relate this to sales too as well. So different habits. So these are some different habits that we have. If you watch TV, the way you watch TV, the time you watch TV, is the same time you probably watch TV every day, right? The way you brush your teeth, the time you brush your teeth, same time every single day. Cigarettes, the fast food you eat, the time you hit the gym, it's probably the same every day. The route you drive, right? Every single person drives to work, or if you guys are not at a home office, you guys actually have an office or a space you go to and work, you're actually driving to work on the same route every single day and then on the same route back. Why? Because it's habitual. It's easy for you to do. And we actually drive so much that how many of us drove here and don't even remember the drive? We're actually probably on phone calls. We're thinking all these crazy thoughts, but we got here. The reason why we did that is because the power of our subconscious mind, the habits that we build. The time you wake up, everybody sleep on the same side of the bed every single night and wake up on the same side of the bed every single morning. That's habitual, right? So our phones, the way we shave, the way we shower, you guys probably don't realize it, but the way you shower, you hop into that shower, I bet you do the exact same scrub routine every single time, right? So it sounds funny, but as you're going through your day, 90% of your day, 95% of your day is habitual behavior, no matter what. And when you understand this concept and really understand it, not just listen and let it go one ear and out the other ear, but let's take the driving for example. If you're driving to work, most likely you take the same exact route every single day. And the reason why 95% of your day is the exact same as yesterday is because there's 5% left for the unknown. That we don't know what's gonna happen. If there's a car accident on our route to work, we have to take a detour. That's life, that's the 5%. But if that 5% wasn't there, 100% of our day would be the exact same as it was yesterday. All of our thoughts, everything we do. So what are habits, right? They're automated and repeated behaviors. They're based on one, the environment we're in. The way we wake up, it's because we're comfortable on that side of the bed. If we go to work, the way we talk and the way we approach people at work is because of our environment. The way we feel, our environment. And it's also happening all in the subconscious mind. So it's not stuff that you're actually aware of. It's stuff that your subconscious picks up and you're consciously not even aware of it. And I like that Princeton once talked about to expand and grow your mind, you need to actually give yourself a new thought. So when I have you guys write down your goals in different workshops, past workshops, current workshops, and future workshops, I challenge you guys to, what's an income goal you have for the next 90 days? Huh? Go ahead. Say that again? Barbering? Okay, so what's an income goal you have for barbering? Yep.
Right now, I'm in a new establishment. This is week 2, so I was just trying to build more clients.
Okay.
It's slow right now just because of snowbirds and back up in Cape Creek.
Yep. Perfect. We're gonna grow that no matter what. But we gotta have an exact number. So do you have an exact number set on what you need to achieve in the next 90 days for that goal to hit a certain number?
No, I have to think about this.
Okay. We're gonna dial that in. That's what these workshops are for. We're gonna get specific. What's your income goal for the next 90 days to end the year off? $100,000 between today and the next 90 days. Perfect. Fourth quarter goal, $100,000. You know how much you charge per client. You do media work, so it's custom pricing. But once you dial it in and you know exactly what you need to get, now you got to put yourself in the environment to go attain that. And then not only that, but whenever you're putting yourself in this environment, you got to also create subconscious habitual behavior. If you're not thinking about that $100,000 every single day, all day long, you're going to miss opportunities left and right. But I'm sure within your business, you bump into somebody on the street, you're already trying to sell them, right? Because it's with media. So let's talk about habits. Cues, behaviors, and rewards. This is the habit cycle, a cue, a behavior, and a reward. So a cue starts with, let's talk about we're gonna dive into sales. So a sales cue might be someone scheduling an appointment on your calendar. So when they do that, you're gonna get a lot of energy because you're like, dang, I got an appointment. So you're gonna behave in a certain way. You're gonna prepare for the call, you're gonna train for the call, you're gonna get ready for the call. When you do that, close a deal, you're gonna get a dopamine reward, right? So I have a success one. It might pop up in here. So I have a success loop when it comes to success habits. My cue is writing down my goals. Every single morning inside of this book, you'll see on the left-hand side, you could write down your goals all right here. This is the goal page. So when I write down my goals, I'm giving my mind a cue. I'm giving it triggers, right? So those triggers force me to behave in a certain way. And whether I get excited, whether I start taking action, you guys will see this whole book is set up for it. Now there's 5 critical tasks, the 5 most critical tasks that you need to get done every single day. So once I'm done writing down my goals, now I'm like, okay, I need to take action. So I write down the next 5 things that I need to get done right now. What could I get done before 10 a.m.? If you accomplish it before 10 a.m., that's always great too. All right, I'm gonna leave this right here. I'll leave this alone. So after I behave in that certain way, now I get a little bit closer to my goal. And every single time I get a step closer to my goal, I get a dopamine reward. But let's talk about maybe a bad habit, right? Say you're at work. The cue, maybe a coworker pisses you off, stresses you out, annoying, whatever. That cue might leave you to behave in a certain way. You might go outside, take a break, smoke a cigarette. Now, that's a bad habit. What happens? You still end up with a dopamine reward. Why? Because this is, what was the last one? It said, an automated and repeated behavior. That's a habit. Anything that's automated, anything that's repeated, your brain doesn't understand the difference between what's real and what's fake. It only understands repetition. So whether it be a good habit, a bad habit, or a neutral habit, here's my success cue that I was talking about, writing down my goals. I have a target. When we're all in sales, you just opened up a new barbershop. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I'm at a new barbershop.
You're at a new barbershop. You got to build the clientele now. You got to bring your clientele, your old clientele, you got to bring them over. Yeah, I know when I commit to a barber, I drive 30, 40 minutes to my barber, or I'm going to pay him to drive all the way to me to cut my hair. So whenever, especially in the barber world, you got to get your clients to commit and drive to you, no matter where your location is, build up your clientele. But once you have the number of, okay, I can make $100,000 as a barber per quarter, you can. It's realistic. You just got to put the numbers down, charge X amount. There's some barbers online that freaking make 100 grand a month, you know, because they charge a lot. But you put that right here, it's going to have you behave a certain way. You're going to hit milestones, and the cycle just continues. So now if we dive into what's actually really happening inside of our minds, I'm not going to dive into a lot of this, but what you guys will notice is 100 billion different neurons inside of our minds, inside of our brain. If you guys are wondering what the squishiness of your brain is actually made of. So my best analogy for this is if we went to a stream, right? We went to a stream in the mountain, we got a brand new boulder or rock, and we just tossed it in the middle of the stream. We walked away and we came back next month, there's gonna be moss on that rock, right? So the same thing with a habit is happening inside of your mind. Your mind is this stream. And when you put a habit in place, it's there. The moss isn't gonna appear tomorrow, but as something repeats over and over and over again, this moss starts to build on this rock. So inside of your mind, it's called myelin. Myelin is a fatty substance in your brain that actually builds. That's the mush that your brain is. It's actually real neurons and chemical connections happening, neural connections happening inside of your mind over and over and over again. So here's an example of a success or a healthy habit working out. Blake works out every single day, 5 a.m. Anybody else in here hit the gym every single day? We need to make that more of a habit. Princeton and Blake, we see the results. So health is a really good, a healthy habit. So there's healthy habits, bad habits, and then neutral habits. Cigarettes is obviously a bad habit. Driving is a neutral habit. I give this example a lot. I gave it in our last workshop that I was up here speaking. But I say when we drive drunk, and the reason why I say is when we understand the science of habits and not just let it go one ear and out the other ear of what I'm saying, but really understand what I'm saying, it helps you perform at such a higher level, no matter what your business is, no matter what you're selling. Once you understand the science behind the habits, it'll actually take you to the next level when you implement the action. So with driving, we've been driving, all of us, for about a decade, some of us 2 decades, 3 decades. We've been driving our whole lives. So I give the example of how many of us have went to a party, got blacked out drunk, but somehow ended up in our bed and woke up the next day, and we drove our ass home. And the reason why that happens is because when something's subconscious, that powerful, that's how powerful our subconscious mind is. It's so powerful that we could go get blacked out drunk and our body knows how to perform better than we can perform. And it gets us home. It starts the car, drives us home, we walk in, we park perfect, somehow don't get in no car accidents, whatever, but we end up there. So again, the mind only understands repetition. It doesn't understand that, hey, this is a good habit. It doesn't understand that this is a bad habit, and it doesn't understand this is a neutral habit. That's up to you consciously to say, hey, I'm gonna break and identify what are my bad habits. I need to identify them, and then after I identify them, I gotta replace these with more neutral habits and more success habits. The reason why I say this is, if you could say barbering. Barbering is probably something that you do on a subconscious level too. You could probably get clients in the chair, cut up the same haircut over and over and over again. It's just, that's why I'm saying you could probably make $100 grand a year. You just keep, filtering people through. But then when you start getting into the design work of a haircut, or if you're getting into production work or sales or whatever it is, sales, I'll say it right now because a lot of people hate it, sales suck, right? Everybody hates sales. But if you make sales so easy, if you repeat the habit of sales, repetition, and you make sales easy for you, then it's gonna become a habitual behavior. Going to the gym for these two is easy because their body, if they actually miss the gym for a week, their body's gonna send their mind a trigger saying, yo, we're in shock or something's going on with our body. What's going on with our body? I missed the gym, right? But for us, I'll just speak for myself. For myself, I don't go to the gym habitually every single day, so my body doesn't miss it. It's actually hard. It takes energy, which I'm gonna get into how much energy this really takes. And once I break it down, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's what's happening when this happens. When I'm picking up something new like driving, it's a headache. Like, we probably don't remember the day we started to learn how to drive, but I remember the day I started to learn how to drive, and I actually started to drive a stick shift. And my mom was in the side, in the passenger seat, and then she was just yelling at me, brake, clutch, this, that, blah, 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 blah. And so it's just frustrating. It takes a lot of energy from us to be able to learn how to drive. But now I go back to that example of, blacked out drunk driving, and it's a habitual habit. So here's a quote. I don't know who said it, but make your nervous system your ally instead of your enemy. It is your enemy right now if you don't understand the science of what's going on in your brain. It's your enemy. It's gonna be, we were talking about this on a coaching call with Blake right here, and we were saying that whenever you wanna do something, your mind's gonna be your biggest enemy. It's gonna say, oh no, it's gonna pull you back. Like, I wanna go to the gym in the morning, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna try, I might. That's the enemy already in you. Once you say, I will, or I am going to the gym at 5 a.m., and then you actually commit and you go to the gym at 5 a.m., that's you trying to make your nervous system your ally. And you do that enough times and it will be your ally rather than your enemy. The enemy is saying, stay in bed, stay warm, stay comfortable, it's cold, So here's that definition of myelin that I was telling you about. Yeah, you probably don't care about that. But myelin is that moss that's building up inside of your mind. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell you guys, and you guys probably heard this a lot, but again, when information goes in one ear and out the other ear, we got to get out of the mindset of either this isn't for me or I already know this, and we got to get into the mindset of how can I make this information work for me? You guys are already here, which one separates you guys from a lot of people in the world, but since you're already here, get the information and get the most out of it for yourself. So the process of building a habit, you guys heard 21 days to formulate a habit, right? In that first 21 days, your mind's gonna say, yo, like, F you, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what we got going on. This is uncomfortable. It's gonna go through all these cycles of disagreement until you hit the next stage. The next stage in this is about 66 days. They say 66, 67 days. Once you're into a habit every single day, routinely, you're gonna create that new habit. So 21 days is gonna formulate that habit, but it's gonna be gone if you don't continue to do it for 2 months successfully every single day. But once you do this for about 67 days in a row, you're gonna create a habit. But I'm gonna tell you right now that that habit is not subconscious yet. I can actually tell you how to make a habit subconscious in a day, but that's more advanced. You gotta actually work on your mind so much that you can make a habit happen in one day. But this is the process of taking it from a bad habit, breaking a bad habit, formulating the habit in 3 weeks, going to 2.5 months, and then to 254 days. 254 days of doing something over and over and over and over again, that's when you're gonna get it subconscious. And if you notice, again, this myelin is building up. Here's those neurons, and these red boxes represent those neurons. Well, this little line right there is that connection, right? The trillions of connections that are happening with those neurons, you'll notice it's gonna get a little bit thicker, and then it's gonna get a little bit thicker. And that's what's really happening. That's literally the real mush in your brain. That's why that mush is there, is because you're formulating habits. Now we think we got a big brain that's just mushy, but realistically, once you're born, that's why it's gel. It's just liquid. And then as you grow older, it gets more mushy, more mushy, more mushy, turns into a mushy ball. It's because you're actually forming these habits. And by the time they always say, your theta stage is until you're 7 years old. That's scary, because once you're 7, it's gonna get hard to break any habit as an adult. We all have habits right now that's why we call it creature of habits. It's gonna be hard for you guys to break the habits that you guys do wanna break. And the only way that it's gonna make you change is if you really actually wanna identify it and change it. And then you gotta have a plan. That's what this book is for. It's 90 days. It's a daily success book to help you master your habits. Here's a slide that I was telling you about. When you understand this slide, this is gonna help you in sales. This will help you in any habit you wanna create. Shout out a habit that you guys wanna create that you don't have right now.
Come on now, working out, eating healthy, no
More
sweets,
walks,
no
no
contact.
Huh?
There's nothing huge that I want to change right now.
Because you're not thinking big enough. You gotta stretch.
Actually, I got one.
I'm gonna challenge you to stretch more.
Working on something and you get to that plateau, so working out consistently for a while and get that plateau, because you've been doing the same workouts. For me, it was hard.
Yeah.
At some point, doing the same haircuts.
Okay.
And then I kind of was like, I want to do something else now. But obviously, we're reading Atomic Habits to talk about that plateau there.
Okay. Yep.
You gotta start having throughout the weight from that year you already did. What was it? Working on the craft or working on the next level?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. And then he dives into like habit stacking too.
Yes, habit stacking.
So I'm gonna challenge you to stretch that, because if there's habits you don't want to break right now, or you're not thinking on other habits, that's why in one of the workshops, you might have missed the workshops, we did a goal. I have a goal sheet and I can print it out for you. And on this goal sheet, it has 11 different areas of your life to implement goals. Now, I'll tell you, not every person, I wasn't even thinking of all 11 of those areas. But once you figure out, hey, I'm gonna write down a social goal, I'm gonna write down a personal development goal, I'm gonna write down a relationship goal, a family goal. People aren't thinking of all these different goals. So when you have that place in front of you, it's gonna allow you to stretch your mind. And the only time, trust me, there's gonna be goals or habits that you're gonna wanna stretch for. I have some every single day. And once I create a new habit, I'm on to the next. But there's one thing about habits that you don't wanna do, and you don't wanna try to create 60 new habits in the same week, right? That you're not gonna create any of them if you try to focus on 10 at the same time, even 5 at the same time. A good example that I give is if you just focused on creating one new habit every single month, working out, right? Getting into the gym or crafting a new haircut. If you focus on just one habit every single month, in 5 years, and also identifying that month, identifying what habit you're gonna break and replace it with a new habit, right? So if you did that for 5 years, that's 60 new habits that you wanna create. So if you could define like, hey, what's 12 habits I wanna focus on for the next year, and what are my bad habits. And if there's a revenue goal you want to hit, there's going to be habits that are stopping you from hitting these revenue goals, especially in sales. So understand this slide to the best of your ability, because this is the slide that made a difference in my life. Our brains are energy consumers. So it weighs about 2% of our body weight. So let's say if you're 100 pounds, your brain weighs 2 pounds. Not crazy there, but it consumes 20% of your whole entire energy for the day. This tiny little 2% of your body weight mush, it's consuming 20% of your daily energy. That means 80% of your daily energy, if you're working out and all that doesn't even compare to your mind's energy. So the reason why I say that is if you're learning something new, if you're learning how to do a new haircut, a haircut you've never done before, if you're learning that haircut, at the end of the day, you're gonna feel so drained, you're probably gonna sleep well that night. The reason for that is because your mind is trying to think of how to get this done, and it's trying to learn something new. It's in the process of learning something new, so it's taking a lot of energy to learn that new haircut. Same thing for if you're going to the gym, it's learning new muscles, how to move your muscles and all this. But once you do this enough times, let's say you do that new haircut though, 256 days in a row, well then, guess what? Your brain is no longer gonna use any energy to do that haircut. The haircuts that you're the best at right now, it takes no energy for your mind to do that haircut at all. But if you try something new, now it's gonna take a lot of energy. Same thing with driving. When we started to learn how to drive, it took us a lot of energy. It was draining. You were thinking of other stuff, the clutch, the brake, the mirrors, someone talking in your ear, left, right, whatever, right? Gas, pedal, clutch. And then all of a sudden we all got here today and we didn't even think about driving once. We hopped into our car, started it, parked, and we forgot about the whole entire drive because it took no energy to do that. So in sales, when you focus on your business and you're focusing on attaining new clientele, or no matter what, in sales, we're all focusing on attaining new clientele or getting into the repetition of selling that product or selling that service. You just have to do it over and over and over again. I can tell you right now, I think Blake is like a 97% closer when it comes to solar. I think when he was selling solar now, yeah, and now he's in managing and operating the company. But when he was on the doors every single day, I think you're like number 5 in the nation on solar sales.
Yeah, when we were doing that, it was pretty cool because there's a finance thing that solar companies use for financing across the whole entire nation. So it was like really cool because then it puts you on the charts. Every time you log in, they put you up on the charts of like how many loans, it tells you how many loans you're selling. And I got to number 2 in the whole entire nation last year when I was doing it. It's pretty cool to see that out of the entire nation, number 2. And I was at 8, and then I started getting there, and I got to number 2. I didn't get number 1, but I got to number 2. So it's pretty cool to see that and everything.
And you want to know something crazy is he wasn't even trying. Because if he was trying, he probably would have had number 1. If he knew that was a number that was put in front of his face, and all these lending companies were doing that and tracking that earlier, and he made it a goal of like, I want to become number 1. What is that number? He would have crushed it out the water. Because selling solar to him is so subconscious that he could walk into a deal and walk out of a deal. Anybody in here familiar with network marketing? The process of network marketing, same thing. It's direct sales. You got a product or a service that a company gave you to go sell, and you go out there and you build your own book of business and sell it. You put a presentation in front of me, I learn it, I will go out there and sell everybody. Because I understand once you just do it enough and you fuck up enough times, you're gonna get so good at it that I could walk in, sell somebody, walk out, and I forgot about the whole entire process. I just walk in, subconsciously pitch. I already know every single objection. I'm pretty sure you know every single objection that a solar homeowner is gonna ask you before they even ask you, and you answer all of them so they don't even have questions at the end. So when you're doing that over and over, it doesn't matter what your product or your service is, when you make it take no energy off your mind, that's gonna allow you to live a lot easier. Going to the gym, when you allowed it to take no energy off your mind, now you're just going to the gym every day. And for Blake and Princeton, if they miss the gym, their body's gonna say, yo, I missed the gym, get back into the gym. You know, whereas for me, if I miss the gym, my body's like, all right, cool, I didn't like it anyway. Yeah. So, very important behaviors cause very little energy. If it's that important to you, again, that quote that I read, Make your neural system your ally, not your enemy. This is how you make it your ally. Anything that's gonna be new to you, anything that's new to you, get it out of the way now. Because if you could get it out of the way now and master it now and just go through sucking now, then you're gonna make it be, take no energy, and now you just freed up all 100% of that energy for your brain to go learn something new, right? And then now you're just habit stacking and making things subconscious. So I don't know what that quote was gonna be for. So I'm pretty much done here. Small steps made over time, move mountains, get 1% better every day. These are the stages. I'll close out with the stages again because I talked about them. I'll close out right here. So stage 1 of creating a habit is your mind's gonna say, I hate this. I don't wanna do this. You suck. What are we doing? I don't understand this. It's uncomfortable. All that type of stuff. That's the first 21 days when you're doing something. You're gonna do it. When I tell you guys to write down your goals every single day and you write them down for 21 days in a row, you're gonna be like, dude, this isn't working for me. Why the fuck am I writing down my goals every single day? Your mind's not gonna be on the same page as you. That's for you to consciously say, I don't care. I'm gonna do this because you have to rewire your mind for success. You can't allow your mind to tell you no and your mind take over and control you. You gotta control what your mind is doing. Stage 2 is I could tolerate this. So if you're going to the gym 21 days to the 2.5 months, now it's saying, hey, this is new. It actually feels all right. I'm on the same page as you. Still don't know where we're going, still don't know what we're doing, but I could do something with this. And then stage 3 is where you make it subconscious, and if you miss it, it goes to, I actually miss when I don't do this. So if I write down my goals every single day, when I can miss a day and be fine. I can miss 2 days and be fine. But if I miss 4 days of writing down my goals, my mind goes crazy. All this noise starts to build up. I start getting off topic. I start veering in different directions. But right as soon as I go back pen to paper and write down my goals again, it's like, boom, straight clarity. It's like, thank you, I needed that, right? So whatever it is that you want to do, long story short of my whole presentation, is make your nervous system your allies and figure out what it is that the bad habits, identify all the bad habits that you have, because we all have bad habits. I got a buddy I'm working with who sold a company. It's $1 billion brand. He got bad financial habits still, right? How do you sell a company? It's worth billions and you still got bad financial habits? He's not the financial guy, right? So no matter what, we always have to identify what bad habits that we have, identify what new success habit we want to replace with it, and just focus on one at a time. If you try to focus on 2 or 3 or 4, if I say right now, all right, every morning I'm gonna read, I'm gonna write down my goals, I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna do yoga or meditate, that's way too freaking much. I'm gonna give up like on day 2. So, but if I say no matter what, if I just hit the gym every day, and if I got time throughout the day and I happen to read and I happen to write down my goals and I happen to do the extra stuff, that's a bonus. But if I know my goal that I'm gonna create, my habit I'm gonna create is working out, then I'm gonna focus on that one. And I'm gonna have all my other habits that I wanna create in the background ready to go. And I'm gonna implement those when I got the time every day until this one becomes subconscious. Then I'm gonna grab this one and pull it in and work on this one, and then this one. Imagine 5 years from now, every single industry you guys are in, it doesn't matter what industry you're in, if you just focused for 5 years and you did one habit every single month for the next 5 years, those 60 habits that I said you'll create, well, not only that, but if you implemented the work for 6 years or 5 years, you'll be at the top of the industry in the entire world. If I said right now in 5 years, I'd be as famous or more famous than Tony Robbins, you guys would probably be like, yeah, right, go ahead. Like literally right now, I'll say it because I'm in the personal and professional development space. So I'll be as famous or more famous than Tony Robbins in 5 years. Why? Because this is all I'm doing for 5 years, the next 5 years straight. And it's all I've been doing for a decade to get to where I'm at today, so that way I could go focus and make this my profession for the next 50 years. So you could be at the top of any industry, whatever industry you want to be in just under 5 years if you just really took focus, dialed it in. If you understood this is something that's recorded. I would literally go rewatch this. I got a recording on it, but this information isn't information to just go in one ear and out the other ear. It's information that if you really understand it, I hear Princeton say it's not about the messenger, right? It's about the message. So it doesn't matter who's speaking this message. it's the actual message that makes the most sense. It's the actual message, the underlying facts about this, that if you implement them will actually help you grow. So I'm done there. That is the science of habits.
Leave that slide.
Yeah.
Because what I let you go all the way to 7. I'm gonna make mine literally 10, 15 minutes, and then we'll do the break and stuff. So, good shit. Hell yeah. All right, so I'm gonna hop into this real quick. I want to share something because I'm gonna dive directly into this real quick, but I'm gonna take 10, 15 minutes. So, I had a guy that came to me. He works with me in solar, does door-to-door sales. So, basically, this is what's cool, and it's as a testimonial. When he came to me, basically, he had $300 in his bank account. He had a car that was like an 86, and it had roll-up windows, all this stuff. He was living with his girlfriend, but kind of like sleeping on her couch, if you guys know what I mean. He didn't have his own place, all of his own things, if that makes sense. And he was just sick and tired of being sick and tired. So he came to me, and I challenged him to our 90-day challenge. And I told him that obviously 21 days will formulate a habit, 90 days will ingrain the habit. So after he did the challenge, and this is 300 days in, just so you guys know. So check this out. He puts it in our group, and we have 60 guys that we work with. He goes, 300 days ago, I told Blake I didn't want to be average anymore. I wanted to be the top salesman. I wanted to be a manager, and I wanted to have my own team. At day 90, I received my first top sales award. At day 200, I became regional manager and arrived in Vegas and opened my own office. And at day 300, I now have a team consistently hitting our weekly number. These books are not just tasks, gentlemen. They will change your life. Don't half-ass them. So it's awesome to see it. He's leaving for a whole week. He's going to get married. He's marrying his wife. He's been able to fly his parents out first class or JSX, and he's been able to experience life on a whole nother level, and it's changed his entire life. And that's what I love doing is changing people's lives, because what you don't know is just what you don't know. That's all it is. And that guy back there, I was one of those guys about 10 years ago. I didn't know what I didn't know until he opened me up to me. And now I know what I know. And I love sharing it with you guys. Now check this out. This post was just posted. He's at 440 days. So I want you guys to know what days mean. Doing this entire book without missing a day. Not, I do these Monday through Friday and I take off the weekends. 440 days straight, he has never not written in his book. That's including Sundays. Does that make sense? 440 days straight. Talk about the habit that's ingrained. This post just went up, and it's on his Instagram. You guys could go look him up. And he has the books there, and he says, 440 days ago, I began a life-changing journey. I started writing my goals and planning my day, each and every day. I also started reading and working on myself. It has been a long road with many bumps, but 440 days later, my life is 100% different. I am more successful than I ever thought possible, both financially and in my career. I bought the house I used to dream about, and I love what I do each and every day. I challenge anyone willing to improve, take the FGMB, he tagged it, take the FGMB 90-day challenge. Your life will change in the blink of an eye. So these are testimonies. This is people. I implement this in my company, and everybody utilizes this as a tool. And it's awesome to see the success and the results that are getting from it. Now, here's where I wanted to go, because it ties exactly into this. So I got a question for you guys. Like, why do you guys think that people can't do anything for at least 90 days straight?
Belief. Lack of belief.
Yep. What do you guys think?
Conditioned for instant gratification.
And how come when you find something that you want to do and you want to change, when you start it, how come you give up so easy? Why do most people give up so easy?
Uncomfortable.
Comfortable?
Literally, your body just tries to fight you every step of the way.
Okay. How many?
Absolutely.
Say it again.
Lack of discipline,
And where do you think the lack of discipline comes from?
not having a firm purpose and a deeper enough why.
Boom, there you go. So that's what I was looking for. So the reason why most people get into things or start things is because it's something that they truly desire, that they want. But that true desire of what they want isn't just sometimes something that they were called to do. It's something that they've seen someone else doing on social media that they now want to go do. So what I want to challenge you guys, please write this down. If you don't have a pen or anything, just put it in your notes. Because I want you guys to go home over the weekend, whatever, just on your own time. I want you to do this because the reason why most people give up on creating new habits that are going to help them get where they need to be is because they don't have the deep why. They don't know exactly why they're doing what they're doing and what they're called to do. So when you don't understand it, it's easy to give up. Does that make sense? So I want you guys to take these questions down. 1, what do you want out of life? And I want you guys to, at the top, put business/personal. because I want you to do this for your business life, and I want you to do this for your personal life. So first question is, what do you want out of life? And you're gonna ask, what do you want out of life in your personal life? And you're gonna ask yourself, what do you want out of life in your business life? Question number 2, how will you know you have reached your perfect outcome? What does that look like? And everybody in their businesses, you guys know what that looks like. I know we've been picking on the haircut and the barber stuff, but it's very easy to kind of dial that in. But if I'm throwing some goals out, your perfect outcome could be, well, I know I've reached my outcome when I got 23 barber shops across the nation, and I have 10 in each barber shop cash flowing $500,000 a month. I don't know, I'm just throwing stuff out there. But that's when I know I've reached my perfect outcome. Number 3, when do you want it by? See, now the thing with goals that Bob Proctor always teaches is you got to have a date and be very specific and detailed inside of your goals. So you don't want to just say, I want it by next year. You need to put a specific date. I want it by July of 2024 or July 30th of 2024. I'm not going too fast, am I? Okay. All right, 3 more questions we're going to add to it, and they're going to sound monotonous a little bit. Why do you want it? Because see, you know what's crazy? Is you guys, I don't know if you guys heard, but me and Michael, we've been through 12 different companies and lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. We've made a lot of money within all of them, but you want to know what? It's kind of like what I said. I see people online and it seems cool, or I open up my own gym, so I'm like, why not do this, this, and this? But it wasn't truly what I desire and what I truly love doing, just because I wanted to do it. So because I wanted to do something that I didn't truly ask myself, why do I want it? I didn't know why I wanted it. So now it's prolonging my life, my years, my money. I think it is very important that before you jump into anything, you need to go through these questions and ask yourself why you want what you want out of it. Sometimes you're just wanting it because your boy has it, or on social media, this guy has it, and it's really not what you truly deeply desire and love doing. Number 5, what is standing in your way? These last 2 questions are on point, and this is where you need to be very honest with yourself. What is standing in your way from achieving what you want out of life? And last one, what do you need to give up? So if I could share just a last question with you for time purposes, for myself this year, what I could tell you guys, what I need to give up is I need to give up drinking and partying. What I also need to give up is indulgence in sweets, candy, food, and things like that. I am the worst. You throw brownies, cookies, candy, anything like that, I'm the first guy there, and I'll eat all of them. Actually, you put me and Michael in the same room, you throw the candy or anything on that table, it's gone in within like 1 hour. So, but I also know it's not healthy for me. So again, we'll go back to habits. I hate this, I don't want to do this. So right now, I'll be honest with you, some new habits that I've now added to my life this year. 1 is meditating. This is my first year actually implementing meditation. And then 2 is running. I hate running. I've never run. I've been an athlete my whole entire life, but I'd rather run on a football field than actually just go run miles and miles and miles, if that makes sense. And I never did track or any of that. I didn't like running. So 2 things I've added in my life this year is running and basically meditation. Now that's new added habits that I've added. Now 2 habits that I could just pick out that I've taken out of my life is the partying and drinking. I used to drink from Friday and party Friday to Sunday, and sometimes staying up till 1, 2, 3, 4 a.m. in the morning, and that would have me hungover until Tuesday, Wednesday, and it wasn't good for me. And what I noticed is in those times, I was easier and I would get hot-headed easier. I'd pop off easier when things weren't going my way. It was just, I was more aggravated. I wasn't happy. I was pissed off. Like there's so many things, right? And I don't know if any of you guys have ever felt that way, but after you drink and you binge all weekend and you do it weekend after week, month after month, year after year, it's not a good habit. And then same thing as the sweets. Obviously, I'm always trying to keep this thing slim down here. It's not too easy with it. A lot of people say it's just your natural genes and you always got a 6-pack. No, it's not. I work very hard for what I do, and you got to eat healthy. I keep my ass in the gym 5 days a week, and now I'm running and everything. So if I could just share, this is exactly true to it. Right now, running and meditating, it was like, I wouldn't say I hated the meditating because I didn't really know, but the running part, like when I ran, ask my lady, she's right back there right now. I come in and I'm like, dude, my knees are hurting, everything. I can't even walk. I don't even want to do it. But I could tell you this now, I've been doing it for 6 months, and it's like, you don't want to do this. Now I'm here. I actually miss when I don't do it. It's the same with the gym. So when you go back to it, I want you guys to ask yourself those questions in your personal life and your business life and know exactly what you truly want out of life and why you're doing what you're doing, so you don't waste your time and you waste years and you waste hundreds of thousands of dollars like I did. Because I was doing things for the wrong reasons, if that makes sense. So, and another thing is I want to just kind of point out to you and everything, what's been your biggest quarter of revenue you've ever made in a quarter?
Biggest revenue I've ever made in a quarter, I think 75K.
75K. So is 100K why is like that's your increased growth? You want to break 100K? Why do you want to break 100K? What's that going to do for you? Why?
Financial planning and structure and margins and amount I want for the team moving forward next year.
Okay.
So I just really want to be in the most comfortable place possible moving into 24.
Okay.
Not even for me personally, but more so for the business itself.
Perfect. Okay. Really trying to grow the business and everything. And then when you're talking about habits and everything, was it like something like you're like, oh, I'm good with my habits, like I'm right now, I'm cool with everything? Was that kind of like?
It's more so that I'm so focused on a couple key things in my life that I overlook maybe little areas that I should change, little small habits of.
Perfect.
Because I'm like, oh, I'm focused on the bait. And right after Michael said that, I was like, oh, actually, there is a couple things. I'm like, I know I should change and replace to get better with. But I'm like, oh, I'm so focused on the bigger that I miss the little small habits that'll make the bigger way easier.
Perfect. So the reason why I heard that is because 2018, I lost everything. I went over $750,000 in debt, got evicted from my place, cell phone being turned off multiple times. We had no electricity in our place. You could ask her, I was lighting candles for us to take a shower. I was lighting candles for us to eat dinner. I mean, you could go on bills, collectors. I had 9 investors, everything, right? This is just in 2018. The reason why I asked you that is because if you ask Princeton, we've known each other about 9 years, 8 years now. He saw me what I've done network marketing this, and where I'm going with this is I just want you guys to know, if you never change anything that you're currently doing now and that you made the quarter of 75K and you do the same thing and the same habits in the same quarter, you're never going to see growth and you're never going to change. If you never change how you think, you never change what you do, and you never change your habit or routines, replace the good or replace the bad with the good and eliminate the bad and add more good, your results will never change. Where I'm going with that is I'm a hard worker. You give me anything, any job. My first job was McDonald's. I got employee of the month my first month at McDonald's and pissed a lot of people off. I had food and everything, right? For my whole entire month for free. So what I'm saying is everything I do it at the highest standard, but that's not enough. Where I'm going with it is you could work hard, but if you don't have the right habits and the right mindset, they won't add up and help you get to where you want to be, and you will never grow. So my problem is that everything I did, I just worked my ass off, and if you show me a process and a system, I can go execute it and kill it, and I'll do it better than how you did it. I made a lot of money, but see, I was stuck. I kept making right around 100 grand, 100 grand, 100 grand, 100 grand, 100 grand from 2013 all the way to 2018. And I'm like, dude, like, why am I not? But I was partying every weekend, eating candy, doing all this stuff, everything. And I'm like, no shit. When I lost everything in 2018, that's what really humbled me. And I had to step back and I really looked at myself and I'm all, what the fuck am I doing wrong? Like, why am I getting the same results and I'm working harder and harder and harder? Why do I feel like I'm not getting anywhere? And that's when I really set in and I'm like, damn, it's this up here. It's my habits, it's my routines. And that's when I set off. And in just the last 4 to 5 years, I could tell you this. In the last 4 years in solar, from 2018 to now, I've been able to make over $3.5 million in personal commissions in 4 years. What was the difference from that year in 2018 to the next 4 years? What I've done and what I've changed in my personal life, the way I think, the habits, the routines, and everything that I do is right here. And I honed in on this for the last 4 to 5 years, and this has changed my entire life. So going back to this, again, if like we know all the things that we need to do that'll get us to the next level, but why don't we do the things that we need to do to get to the next level when you want the results? And the sad thing is I was talking about this with my solar team, is what's crazy is, you know that it's you versus you every single day? You know it's not you versus the world. It's not you versus your spouse. It's not you versus your boys. It's not you versus your lady, your kids, right? You guys know that, right? You guys are battling you every single day. Now, where most people can't be successful and get where they want in life is because they can't master themselves. And one thing that I don't like about the internet in today's age is you got people all over the internet trying to help solve other people's problems that they haven't even solved their problems. And when I say solving problems, I'm talking about in business and in their personal life. And that's what sucks about social media today and what it's done. I have yet to get on social media and do anything like this because I have yet to solve my own problems. I am now officially starting to hop on social media and host workshops and get at the front end and do this because over the last decade, I have solved some crazy, amazing problems in my personal life and in my business life. I am now confident that I could take anybody through their personal or business life, through any problem that you have and get you to where you need to be and turn it all the way around for you because I have solved my own problems. Does that make sense? All I'm saying is if you know what you need to do, become a master of yourself. Just like you have a dog and you train that damn dog not to piss and shit in the house, it's the same damn thing. But if you could train a dog to do that, why can't you train yourself to do it? You're just commanding yourself. It's the same thing. I'm gonna go to the gym. I'll be honest with you, I get up at 4, 4:30, maybe 5, if I need an extra 30 minutes because it was a long damn day the day before. But that's my sleeping in, it's 30 minutes. I don't sleep in until 7, 8, 9. I call it the inner bitch voice. I know it doesn't sound like the greatest word, but it gives you a little itch and a feeling. And the reason why I say it is because I want you to feel a little itch and feeling. Because if I just say, oh, you got this little negative voice, that doesn't sound too good. Well, when you have that inner bitch voice, my alarm goes off at every single morning. I'll be honest with you guys. You guys think I want to get up every fucking morning? I got that beautiful lady back there with that baby. I'd rather get up and hang out, wake her up, do breakfast, and do all that stuff with her. The reason why I wake up at 4, 4:30 is so I can get all my shit done so when she wakes up at 8 o'clock, I can have my time with her. But see, most people will be like, you know what? I got my baby, I got all this. I'm going to stop all that shit. And then your life goes, phew. How many of you guys hear dad bods? I love the dad bod stuff. It's the greatest excuse on planet Earth. No, you're just using your damn baby as a damn excuse. It's just all up here. So just to wrap it up, my only advice to you guys is whatever it is that you know you need to do, like demand yourself and command yourself to do it and like hone in on it because it's you versus you. That's why I said at the end of the day, it's you versus you. When your dog is pissed and shit, it's you versus the dog. You're trying to get that dog to behave in a certain way, right? Well, every damn day you wake up and you're going through all these crazy things, you have all this stuff going on in your life. When are you gonna command this to do what it needs to do and stop letting the body, the 95% of the habitual habits that you have created over the last 10, 15, 20 years, keep controlling your life? And that was my problem. So my only advice to you guys is that's why it's a 90-day run. If you can't do something for 90 days, I'm just sorry, you won't ever be successful in life. I'm just being honest with you. 90 days is not a long time. And all you got to give it, if you think about it, when you break it down, if it takes you 10 minutes a day to do the book, that's 2.5 days out of your entire year. You're telling me you can't give 2.5 days out of your entire year for your life, for you to become the best version of yourself, to create the ideal life, to take care of your family, your kids, set the legacy, to get where you need to be? And that's what's crazy. And so many people cannot do something for 90 days straight. And when I see people give up over and over and over again, it's because they truly don't know why they're doing what they're doing, why they want what they want, and they don't know where they're going in life. So it's easier to give up and go back to the habitual 95% that you only know of. How you were raised, where you were taught, where it all came from your family, your school, the media. You guys get where I'm going with this? So my advice to you is anything that you want to, if you want to see results, you got to change something. But if you never change anything, if you do what you did last quarter, I'm just habitually saying, if last quarter was 75K, if you do the same thing you did last quarter and you don't change anything, you're going to make probably 75K this quarter. And just, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I would even go further than that and say, the reason, let's just be honest, the reason that you're not doing it and the reason you're not getting the result is because you really don't want it. You don't want what you say you want. See, because it's like I always say, we were talking about the why. The why, and you guys, some of you heard me say this before, if the why is not bigger than something that can be taken from you, it's not big enough.
Boom.
You don't really want it. If you make your why, money, cars, stuff, heck, even family or kids, all that stuff can be taken from you. My why is rooted in me. A true why makes you relentless. If your why does not push you and wake you up, if it does not inspire you every single day to take action, you haven't truly found your why.
Going back to why I gave you those 6 questions, and it makes you dig deep. And most people can't do it because they don't know their true why. So that's why you can't stick to something for 90 days straight. Because after you stick to something for 90 days straight, when you see the result that you get from it, if you're giving real intention and passion behind it, you don't want to stop doing what you're doing. This guy can't stop writing in this book no more. And the reason why I can't stop doing what I'm doing is because of the results I'm getting from doing what I'm doing, if that makes sense. So if you never give yourself a long enough period of time to do something for a consistent period of time to see the result, to get the belief, you'll never get anywhere in life. You'll just be exactly where you're at, just trying to figure it out. Insanity every damn day, every week, every quarter, every damn year, wondering why you're still in the same spot, which is my problem. So I want to leave you guys with that. Let's break it out and everything because I could keep rolling and rambling. Let's take a quick 10 to 15 minute break. We'll come back for the Q&A and we'll go from there. Sound good?
I'm here just to always meet new people, meet like-minded people, and learn what kind of habits that I could be missing or replacing or performing in my own personal life and business life. I think one of the main habits I need to work on is to probably create a habit to analyze myself at a deeper level. I'm so focused on macro goals that I'm forgetting maybe the smaller things that would actually be the big things and be the big habits that would drive life-changing results. Yeah, I think the habits that I create are down to self-mastery, self-discipline, then transforming that into the business as well. So building a $5 million a year agency, selling that agency, getting into the real estate game, but then doing all that financially, I know that I have to raise myself to that level. And when I raise myself to that level, I can raise the people around me and help the people around me mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, anything in that realm.
My name is Garrett. I'm a business owner. I've actually been involved with Blake and Michael for over the last 8 years. Kind of got into this venture in the beginning with them, shared some of my information with them and learned a lot from them. We didn't touch on a little bit earlier about how people, when they win or they're winning their day, for me, it's become a process. And thanks to the Ideal Books, I've been able to grow my personal company and instill new goals that I wasn't aware of. I kind of got complacent in my business. I kind of and I heard some people mention it tonight, like, I don't really have any goals I want to change or any goals I want to add, or I don't really have a number I want to hit. And for me, I found out it's because I wasn't prepared for that next level. And then I became complacent because I started winning, or I had won in certain areas, and I stopped feeling that passion that I had about Ideal. And that's what brought me out tonight, because I wanted that re-energizing of what Ideal does for you as a business owner. And every time I'm here, I get that energy and I find out new things, and I'm able to go back to my business and I'm able to share that information and to grow even more. So I love attending those events, number one, because of that reason.
Yeah, so everybody will have 3 minutes or less, speak, introduce yourself. You can just stand up. You don't need to come to the front of the room, but stand up, introduce yourself. What is your line of work? Where are you from? And what is your ask? What do you need right now? Where do you need help with? Where are you stuck? Because the only way we can grow is by expressing where we're stuck to other people in the room, especially in a room like this. We had a great call, a good call, was it last night? And there's some opportunities. I have introductions for both of you guys whenever the timing's right. So it's like, we don't know where we're stuck. So identify where you're stuck. What's your big ask? What are you looking for? And if you know, on the other end, I'd pull out your phone and your notes, write down the person's name, write down where they're stuck. And if you can help them, whether it be an introduction, maybe you're an expert in that field, whatever, you know, a resource, you can point them to a website, whatever it is, jot that down, and then we're gonna break out into networking. Go talk to that person, introduce yourself, say, hey, you were struggling with this situation. I actually know, go to this website. Or hey, I got this person's phone number. Let me make a text introduction or an email introduction. So that's the whole purpose of this round. It'll be about 3 minutes or less per person, and follow that same structure for every person.
Boom. Alrighty. We're going left. I always go clockwise, baby. All right, so if you guys want, you want to go? If you guys want, just pass it. We'll just go all the way around. We'll hit this inner circle first, and then we'll hit the backside over there, guys, real quick. Go ahead.
You ready? Making sure you're ready. I don't want to mess up your flow, man. My name's Jason Lanham, co-owner of Astro Creative Company. It is a creative agency focusing on videos, video strategy, brand strategy, and overall organic brand performance. My 3 asks that I have, because I have more than one, but they're all simple, just more on community engagement. So I just want to be with more people. Network is your net worth on a, obviously financial, but also just any other level, physical, mental, spiritual. Obviously rolling into me being newer to Arizona and kind of doing business all over the place. More deals I can get, I'm not going to complain about. And then just prayers, good energy. Yeah, just that'd be awesome. So.
Hey everyone, didn't see you the first part of the session, but I was at the last one. Nice to see you guys. My name's Alex Jacobson. Also co-own Astro Creative with Jason over here. And asks are similar. The biggest thing since we're new to the area is we're looking to make new connections, see what kind of people we can assist with our business in the kind of organic growth strategy market for video content and for just online content in general. So if you guys know of anybody who needs services, wants to grow faster, wants to take advantage of online for their brand or for themselves, that's what we're looking for. And that's our biggest ask, I would say. For myself personally, I missed the beginning. So if anyone has any tidbits for me for the recap, that would be great. And outside of that, happy to be here, happy to see some familiar faces, happy to see some people I haven't met yet. I'm looking forward to meeting everybody else.
Hello, I'm Hannah Cruz. I'm here today with all of you guys because I love you all so very much. This group has changed my life and our experience in so many foundational and fundamental ways that I can't even express my gratitude. And I'm so excited to get into this ideal mastery coaching that we just engaged in. My 3 asks, I am a financial strategist and a health strategist. And what that means is I come from over a decade of financial services experience along with health insurance. And I'm also a health coach. So being that it's open enrollment soon, I am asking for any opportunities that you guys know of that I could help with your families or your personal health insurance situation. I can help you with that on or off the exchange. Also, recently joined with Wolf's team for his financial strategy in the infinite banking space. So I'm so excited to learn more about high-level financial opportunities for my own business and for you guys as well. So I'm looking for opportunities to be able to become financially free so I can have more of those beautiful little blessings of life soon. So if I'm honest, yes. So long story short, if there's a way that I can help you in your health insurance, your financial strategy or your health strategy personally, if you're looking for new ideas or ways to increase your own personal health and well-being, I'd love to sit down and chat with you and see how we can help each other. So thank you very much.
Testing. Okay, I'm one of those guys that's got to have my back against the wall. I want to be able to see everyone. My name's Blake Matthews. I am a recording artist by night. I'm a recovery coach by day. So I help people get sober. My first ask actually has nothing to do with me. If you know anybody who is trying to get sober or who's looking for community and support, maybe it's not sobriety, maybe it's just mental health and wellness. We are very plugged into an amazing community of people, and we'd love to be that bridge to someone who might need it. My second ask, I have an album coming out on October 21st. Unbear Your Burdens. We're having a Sober House release party. I'm going to use, when the camera's on, baby, I'm going to use it. What's up? We got the Sober House release party. Okay, tons of sober artists from all over the valley are going to be at this party. It's a free event, all ages. It's in West Phoenix in a place and space where we need this type of thing at, okay? Highly creative energy. We've got merch. A percentage of the proceeds from the merch is going straight back into preventing mental illness and addiction. I don't just want to work on the treatment side of things, okay? We address a lot of problems. A lot of energy, time, money is invested into solving problems when I believe energy, time, love should be invested into preventing the problem in the first place. That's why we want to make these events all ages. Okay, how often have you been to a hip hop show that's all ages? Like, come on. You know, this is family friendly. You know, so Mel's coming out with Vakai, like, this is a family affair. You know, we want to do this for the right reason. Everybody's included. So listen to the album when it drops. I'm like slaving over this thing. I'm a slave for the dream, man. Like, I just want to be able to free myself from the 9 to 5. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's like my mind is just always working on the dream, so much to when I'm with someone trying to help someone in my 9 to 5, it's like I have to command myself to shut the dream off. And it's hard. I have to split myself, you know, and I don't want to have to live that way anymore. So just please come out to the event, connect with us. I love you guys. I'll keep talking. I love the camera.
Hi, everybody. Most of you guys know me. My name is Melanie Peralta. I am a transformational mindset coach, and I am also a conscious community and event builder. I am in the process right now of rebirthing and rebuilding a women's community that I started in 2016. It was all based on live events. So when 2020 came, it just like kind of died. Also, just big changes in my life. So long story short, I'm rebuilding it right now. It's going to be a hybrid program, in person and online. And I'm going to be honest, I'm such an artist. I'm such an artist and I'm such a creator. So the online part of this is really where I'm struggling, is to like create an online space, an online portal and hub. Right now I'm currently using Kartra, and there's a membership area on there that has like affiliate, and I don't know how to use any of it. So I've been on YouTube, like trying to learn and all of that, like learning things. However, I would really love support on that end. If you know anybody, or if you are that person, to figure out how to properly set up a membership and affiliate program online, specifically via Kartra if possible. I'm open to other platforms though. So that is a personal ask for me right now. Just some tech struggle.
Hello, my name is Antonio Oliveira. Some of you have met before already. Hi to the new faces. I'm currently a barber. Some of you have heard of the establishment I was associated with. I won't say the name because we're on camera right now. So right now, like I said, I'm a barber. I just started at a new location in Cave Creek. It's been about 2 weeks now. So struggling making new clients. So it'd be awesome to make more networking, just get my brand out there essentially. 3 asks. I definitely would like to, let's see here, pretty much networking, like I said, positive connections. One thing I noticed being in the barber industry, you meet a lot of people and I hear a lot of problems. I never hear people talking about their solutions. Here, I hear a lot of solutions with, you hear some problems with their solutions, potentially could help me with my issue that I have right now with staying committed, staying focused. I seem to give up on a lot of projects that I have. So you start something great going 110 miles an hour, and then you're just kind of like, you know what? Maybe I don't want to do this, or giving up on it, falling short. So just more guidance, more positive connections, and yeah, that's it.
We can help you there, baby.
Yeah.
You're right. You want to go to the front, or do you want to stay back
I'll
here?
sit.
Okay.
I'll be right here. All right, my name is Paige Jackson. I live here in Scottsdale. I'm a graphic designer for a holistic company. I don't really have too many asses or ass at all. If you know anyone who needs any kind of like flyers, brochures, branding, logos, t-shirt design, etc., like just throw my name out there maybe if they need something, or update their resume, I'm all for it. Other than that, just send prayers, good vibes, that's all. So yeah.
My name is Damian Jackson. This is my wife. We moved to Scottsdale last year to kind of create a big dream for ourselves. I'm in the solar industry, which totally goes out against everything that I told myself I'd be doing over the next couple of years. And I'm also in the restaurant industry. My big ask is similar to what it was last time. Last time I asked for people who would, help me stay accountable. But since thought about it. That's my responsibility, my weight to bear. It's not anybody else's responsibility to hold myself accountable. Just people who want to check up on it, you know, hey, you doing this? Hey, you said you were getting this done. Have you done it? Like, just check up on me and see how I'm doing. That's all I'm at. That's my big ask. So, all right.
Hi, my name is Garrett. Normally I would say I'm a business owner, but that's a lot of that's changed. I still own businesses, but through Ideal and through meeting Blake and Michael and, you know, finding myself is my journey here, to find myself and continue to do what I love to do, which is help other people. And I consider myself an entrepreneur of helping people. And at the same time, I come here and these guys re-energize me. When I hear you folks talk, I get re-energized. And when you're going through something, this is my place. When I'm going through something, whether it's physical, mental, health-wise, this is where I have to be. I have to be around people like you guys because you encourage, you motivate, you drive. And when you hear certain things that people are going through and you're able to share or connect people, I think that's what makes me better as a person. That's what makes our world better. And I just want to thank you guys. Thank you, Blake, Michael, wherever he's at, because I'll share more. You guys have, it's a point in my life when you changed a lot for me. And thank you. As long as you continue to do these events, I'm going to be present and I'm going to do my best to help those who are here and let those who are here help me as well. So.
And hi, I'm Clayton. Oh, it's my time to shine?
Our camera guy gets to talk. You guys got him?
All right, one of us.
We like.
Camera guys jump up.
I know. Look.
So we got you, right?
And just so you guys know, this guy is a motherfucking beast. Please tell him who you are.
I'm Clayton. I do a lot. I help Michael and Blake do the podcast. I help them with the social media strategy, and now I'm helping with the event videos as well. So, and then on the side, I'm also a professional athlete. I have like a large social media following, so that's kind of how I got brought on with these guys. Is I built my own brand to like well over 300,000 followers. Built the hashtag from 0 to 1.1 million uses. So if anyone needs any help with social media, I'm your guy. So,
Real quick, what's your social media name? Because nothing that you just said actually tells you who you really are. I want you to go to look at his social media and just scroll through some of his posts, and you'll get to find out what I mean by how
it's
bad it is.
just Clayton Lindley, and yeah, you'll find out quick.
How do you spell it?
Just ClayTon, and then Lindley, L-I.
I love watching this guy's stuff. Everything you just heard, what he never said exactly when you're going to see on social media, it's nothing of what he just said.
and I guess I like to jump off cliffs as well.
This
with a
guy-
parachute, so that's fun.
Now, if I could hop it in from scootering to the things that he does, to the ramps, the backflips, the diving off planes, jumping off rock cliffs, holding a damn parachute in his hand and hopping off a cliff and letting it go, jumping into the water. Like, talk about a guy with no fear. Like, it's this guy right here. Yeah, wait till you see that stuff. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Good stuff, man.
Thank you. The video guys got the video guy.
I know. Hey, handing it back, that's going to look tight.
Right?
Princeton, you want to go real quick and then I'll go after you?
Yeah.
So we can share with. Oh, we do. I gave it to him.
Echo to myself. Well, I think I know everybody here for the most part, you know, and so my thing is, my goal with each and every one of you is, again, just to see you guys win. That's my ask. Keep winning. Keep loving yourself enough to thrive. Keep loving yourself enough to evolve. And please just believe that you truly are as powerful as I say you are. Because in all honesty, I could say you are powerful until I'm blue in the face. But I ask that you believe it. I ask that you love yourself enough to know that you were born to thrive. Because that's the greatest gift that anybody could give someone like me who lives and wakes up and breathes this thing every single day. You don't have to bring me more business. You guys are my business. Seeing you win seeing you grow, seeing you evolve. So my ask is that you continue to do that, continue to show up for yourself, continue to create your ideal life, because that's what you were born to do.
Damn, if I could throw an ad in, I'm just going to double down on that because that is on point. But my ask is that if you guys know people that are stuck, people that year after year making the same amount of money, year after year being sick and tired, people that aren't confident, don't have clarity, don't know where they want to go, don't know where to start, don't know how to start, don't know how to lay out a clear roadmap of their life, people that want to grow their, mainly I would say, obviously their finances, salespeople that are struggling, wanting to be the top closer, wanting to maybe be the salesman of the year, maybe just wanting to go from making $2,000 a month to $5,000 a month, or that guy making $10,000 a month to $20,000 a month, or the guy making $50,000 to $100,000. My ask is that you direct them to us. What we do and what we focus on is we train and we coach sales professionals to master their thought habits to increase profits and revenue. That is what we do here at Ideal. And if you know anybody that has connections to colleges or schools, please let us know, because we're looking to get inside and help change the education system. Thank you. That is my ask from you guys. So anybody that you know there, send them our way. And if you got any connections to schools or colleges, please let us know, because we are really, when we get these in here, we're going to be changing the education system and helping. I got a beautiful daughter back there and a son coming in December, and the education system is not too good right now. And those ones are the next generations behind us that are building it up for their kids. So what does that look like? And as the years and the decades keep going, the system keeps getting worse. We need someone to come in and tap into that system and help it somewhat, not change the whole entire thing, but at least do somewhat of an impact. You guys know how today's world is and everything. We got these guys up at the top trying to control everything, and they got an agenda. They're doing very well at it right now, but we need some disruptors like us to come in and disrupt it up a little bit and help change the generations that are behind us to lead the way and pave the path for the next 50 to 20 generations, decades that are coming behind us, if that makes sense. So our kids, I know you got a beautiful one too as well, but we really need to help our education system. A lot of these things that we weren't taught in schools, from financial literacy to goal setting to daily planning, which is the basics. It's not even anything crazy, it's just basics. They don't want us to know, and they don't want us to think for ourselves. And that's what we really want to do. Help people think for themselves and bring their genius to the surface and create their ideal lives to help people get to where they need to be. So,
Well, remind me to reach out to the Secretary of State and talk about what you were just talking about.
perfect.
He might have connections in that area that I don't know.
Perfect. Okay, thank you. We're just doing last ask. We just went, if you want to cap it out right now.
Yeah. Reminder, my name is Michael. So I'm, glad you guys all came out. My ask is be intentional with the next 30 days before our next event, and don't show up to next month's event without an increase in your results. So if you haven't come back and you haven't found out whatever your 90 days strategic plan is to execute the next 90 days, what revenue dollar sign you want to make by New Year's, how many clients you need to close to make that dollar amount, how many calls you need to make to close those accounts to make that dollar amount. Like if you're not very, very, very specific and you show up next month without that, then you're not doing anything to improve your life. And this circle is all about helping us take action. I was talking about the law of attraction last night, and the root word of attraction is action. So a lot of people want to sit back and say, all right, let's attract, let's let the law of attraction work. In reality, that shit don't work. The thing is the law of attraction only works if you get down to the root cause of it, which is action. So if you're acting on what you want to achieve, then of course everything's going to come in your way and it's going to seem easy. That's law of attraction. But at the end of it, like if you could get the law of attraction like theory out of your mindset and just focus on the action, the law of attraction will take care of itself. So my ask is, to show up in 30 days to our next event, but with other results, with action plans in place, and that you're actually taking action on, and then having some results in the next 30 days.
Boom. We got one last person that just walked back in. Can someone please hand Mr. Alejandro Espinoza the mic? What's your name? Where are you from? What is it that you do, and what's your ask?
Hold on. Here's your mic, good sir.
Thank you. Hey everyone, Alejandro here. where I'm from. I am from Tucson, and I grew up in Mexico. So what I do is I do logistics, supply chain, commodities, imports, exports, international. If someone needs something, I'll find it wherever it's at. And I get to move it from wherever it's at, even if it's on the other side of the world. So what I need is, do you guys have anybody interested in commodities? Anybody at Costco or Safeway, like any grocery store, that we may be able to connect and do some logistics? Does anybody need help with your mindset? Does anybody want to get deeper with your mindset and create serious results? Because as Michael was talking, and I just came back and caught this on, the law of attraction. So you can attract whatever you design or whatever you intend to do. And we dive deep into how to do it. I have an extensive background in training with some of the best teachers in the world, including Bob Proctor, which I had the privilege of studying with him very closely for the past 7 years. And we're here to help you guys. So you guys are experiencing the beginning of something amazing. This is going to blow up and it's going to revolutionize the world, because it's not your average personal development company or institution. It's a mind shifter. We're going to teach you how to change your mind and how to master your habits. And then the results is just a byproduct of that. So I'm excited for this. I'm super pumped for what we're about to do. Connect, come back home. This is home. If you guys notice, everyone that I welcome home. So we want to create a place where we all come together and we come openly and no egos allowed. Just, what do you need? How can we help out? Because we're on a journey, and this journey is about to, we don't know when it's going to end. So let's help each other out. Let's connect. Let's go deeper, and let's grow together. That's what I got.
All right, we could open it up for a quick Q&A for 15 minutes, and then we'll open up for networking so we all get to know each other, swap some numbers, and dive deeper. If you guys want, you could ask anybody within the room or any of us up three here in the front if you have any questions about business, personal, anything at all, or maybe someone else that you see here that you would like to ask a question, maybe that could help you answer something that you need an answer to.
So all three of you in your own way challenged us to do something that makes us uncomfortable or something new to get new results. What is it that you're doing, like right now? What is that goal, or what is that new pattern or that new habit that's stretching you, that's making you uncomfortable?
Yep. So for me, I'll make it quick and simple. For the last 2 years, I've been in business development. So I've been building and operating a company. And moving forward, now I got to take this business development that we've been building the foundation for and now implement sales, revenues, and profits. So I have a vision to get the company to, for the coaching side of the business, the coaching from $0 a month to $100,000 a month by January. So that's that short-term vision in revenue. So I got to stretch myself. I've been out of sales. I'm great at sales when I get back into the routine of it. For the last 2 years, I've been out of sales. So uncomfortable for me is getting back into sales, but selling a new product, a new service, my product, my service, not selling somebody else's product or service that's they already presented for. And then another challenge is we're developing the #1 personal development app on earth. And so that's a challenge. You know, we're meeting with high-level people that have been in the personal development space, the biggest names in the personal development space, and being able to take their 50 years of, research, development, knowledge, all in this space. The personal development space is only like 70 years old. It's not that old at all. So taking their information, their resources, their relationships, and incorporating it to create the #1 personal development app on earth. So it's very uncomfortable to get out there and lock in these deals, close these deals, and get other people to see the same vision for the app. So
Since we're partners, it's the same thing. I'll be honest with you, just not the sell side. Sell side is what I've been doing for the last decade. I've been doing door-to-door sales for 9 years, but right now what is uncomfortable for me is now getting on camera. You could ask this guy. I haven't been doing the greatest at it, but trying to just get my ass on camera and just blatting it out and getting more familiar with getting on stage and speaking. I know how to speak to talk to people, my sales reps, but it's a lot different than getting on social media and educating the masses or getting in the front of the room and doing the same thing too as well. So really just honing in, especially my language. I know I like to cuss a lot. I have a lot of things that I'm going through, really just trying to be the best person I could be when I am on camera, when I'm on social media, and making sure that I'm directing my message the proper way. What goes on up here, I think other people should think the way I think and how I say things, and that's not what it is. So I have to make sure I articulate my message to make it make sense for the masses, than not just Blake Hahn, because we all think differently, we see things differently, we have a different perception on things. So right now, that's like a very hard challenge with me right now, and then coinciding with what he said.
My stretch right now, and this really just hit me recently, is like teaching. That's first nature for me now. You know, speaking, creating content, that's first nature for me now. But the thing that's stretching me now, and I realized it was once COVID hit, I stopped getting out and hosting my own events. I stopped building my tribe, and I really started focusing just creating content on social media, and it got really comfortable for me. You know, and so where I am now, it's really positioning myself to start building my tribe and start hosting my own events again. You know, and even how I create my content on social media, you know, just I'm a leader's leader. You know, I can sit here and I can break down any style of leader you put in front of me based on how they lead. And because I feel like a lot of people, you know, they're attracted to the image. You know, right now we have a lot of celebrity leadership, you know, especially on social media. But I'm not really impressed by a lot of that because I don't see a lot of real connective, soul-led leadership anymore. Everybody's kind of in the FOMO phase of seeking out these people who look like great leaders, you know. So now we're just really building a solid tribe of real leaders and hosting events that are going to take that leadership to the next level. But that means I got to change the way I show up on social media and bring that voice out more, because sitting and talking and sharing information, it's very easy, but it kind of blends in with a lot of things, right? Because there's a lot of people just sharing information on social media. And let me share this idea. But you know, I'm here to speak to the warrior leaders, the people who see what's happening in the world and they're ready to level up and release their voice. But that means I got to start doing it again myself. And so that's where I'm being challenged. That's where I'm being called to expand now. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Thanks for sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like we gotta have some of your events at Ainsworth soon.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
What else you got, guys? Any other questions? Yes.
Okay. Earlier you were talking about back in the day you were lighting candles and life was much different back then. My question to you is, what was your aha moment or a tipping point or a turning point or something that you noticed the shift? Was it something, a book that you read, something that you decided to implement? What was the bridge between the before and the after?
Actually committing to everything that I said I would do and doing it for a long period of time. And after I did that, I got the results. So it was like, aha, I'm like, fuck, so this is how easy it is. I write down the goal, I stay consistent, I do and take action towards it for a long period of time and don't give up on it. And at the end of it and on the other side, there's a result and a reward. Oh man, so everything, that's why it's like crazy. Every goal that I write down, I know I'm gonna get it. Like I got all of them. Because my action is in alignment with every single goal in there. I just don't know when it's gonna hit and how it's gonna come to me. And I'm open, just ready to receive it and how everything is. And in the last 4 years, that's what's been so crazy. I'm talking to him, Alejandro, Michael, is like, it's crazy now how everything is just coming to me and I'm not having to try and stress and stretch for it and worry about it, if that makes sense. So that was like kind of my aha moment. But that's where I was like, that's why I talked about it, is most people never give themselves enough time to do something so long, so consistently to see if there is even the result that they're looking for on the other side of it. And they give up so quick. It's the same in this door-to-door sales. I get door-to-door, knocking doors and going out there every single day in Arizona is hard. But I hate when I see people come in and they go and do it for a day or 7 days or 2 weeks and then they quit and give it up. And I'm like, give me 90 days. I promise, just give me 90 days. If you don't see any results, you don't see anything, then quit, go and just find another job. It's okay. And the people that give me 90 days end up sticking for 1, 2, or 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the aha moment was for me, because all these things and all this stuff that I wanted to do, but I wasn't staying committed to it and actually honing in on it.
So what you're saying is make the ideal daily success book the habit.
Yes.
Yeah.
It must become a lifestyle. You know, I say it's like when you wake up every day, imagine that every day you wake up, you're entering into life as a gym. You know, Michael kept pointing out the fact that we work out. Well, when you look at us, you can tell we work out. Why? How do you see the muscle? You see the difference. You put us beside what most would consider an average man. You see that physically we look different. Your life will start looking different when you show up and simply do the exercises to make it look different every day. You know, and I think that should be it seems so simple that it's frustrating because it shouldn't be that easy, but in truth, it is that easy. You know, if I wake up every day and I have a positive mindset, I'm going to make more positive decisions. If I got clear goals set in place and I've created a timeline, I have a compass. So I know that if I take the steps consistently over time, I'm going to develop the muscle, the result. You know, and so it's like, it's not complicated. It's just that like you said, if I don't know where I'm going, it's very hard to navigate there. And what stops most people is that they're so concerned with when it's going to happen and how it's going to happen. And it paralyzes them because it doesn't happen fast enough because they're impatient. They're impatient. And this is why patience is a virtue. You know, and so if you just wake up every single day knowing that the exercise is going to develop you in ways that you haven't developed yet, eventually the muscle starts developing over time. And this is why you look at a lot of people, like people come up and say, man, like you're huge. To us, we don't look huge because we look at ourselves every single day. And because we do the work every single day, until I get next to someone who doesn't work out every single day, I don't even notice that I don't look average anymore. It becomes a lifestyle. You get the result. And it's like, that's the aha for any of us, is when we start getting the results. Like think back, because I know you have a brilliant mind. Think back to when your life first started changing and you really started diving into new information. You have that, wow, like this is awesome. And then this hunger comes because you learned one thing that completely changed your perspective of your life, your situation, or the world around you. And it developed this hunger. So now you want to read more. You want to do more exercising. Now your brain just explodes. You know, the elasticity expands. The neurons fire even more. And now you have wisdom that average people don't have. You see the world, and I can tell you this just from conversations with you, you see the world in such a radically different way that in many cases of your life, you feel like an alien in the world. You know why? Because I'm the same way, but it's because we wake up and we exercise things, like I say, spiritually, consciously. The way that I see the world is the exact same way. To me, it doesn't make sense, although I understand it, why these simple things are things that people don't apply every single day. Action breeds result. Stop focusing on the how, the when, the where, and just take the action. And you're going to develop the muscle. But just like going to the gym, like I began this saying, you're not going to see the muscle the next day. Like you see people on social media, you know, they go to the gym, first day at the gym, and they're posing in front of the mirror. It's like, you didn't get any results, but good for you. You're going to have to keep going. You know, the next week, in the first few days, you're going to feel sore. After a few weeks, you're not even going to feel sore anymore. People say, well, no pain, no gain. No, after a while, you should condition yourself to the point where the soreness isn't there. It shouldn't be sore anymore once you've developed the habit, like what he said. You know, it's like, it's easy after a while. It's not work anymore. It becomes first nature, second nature, whatever phase in it that you're in. But work out the muscle, develop it, and it's going to happen.
Hey, since he's talking about the book, I'm going to throw something out here tonight. Whoever has the books, if you don't have the books, get the books. So right now they look like those. That's the gold book. There's 3. Actually, I want to share one thing with you actually real quick, and then I'll hop into that. So me and Michael have been building this out for 4 years. Does anybody have the other book too, or does anybody have any of them? Okay, so we have 3 different books. So there they are. So here's at least 2 of them. Can I see those real quick? All right, so we have 3 different books. This one is the Daily Goal Book. This is the Daily Success Book. And then we have a red one that's called the Daily Financial Book. All 3 of them. Now, what's crazy is, and we talk about giving up and not knowing when it's going to click and take off for you. We've been building this out for 4 years. Our first book was a spiral bound. And you want to know what's actually crazy? Is we made every single one at his UPS store. He owns a UPS store. We made every single one with plastic covers, printing them and cutting them with all of our hands, and then using a crimper to crimp all of our books, and it was one book. The next year, then we went on and we added, it was the second, right?
Yeah, it was a leather bound. Yep.
Or we made it, turned it into a leather bound. Then the third year, we're like, we need to add the financial and the goal book. And we're doing all three for people to be able to order whichever one you want or all these things, right? And now in the fourth year, we've now taken all three books and put them in one central location. But the reason why we've done this is because over the last 3 to 4 years, you have to listen to your customers. So obviously from the first book to the second book to the third book, and then having 3 books, what we're finding out is obviously it's a lot, it's heavy. You put 3 books in your bag, it's heavy. You don't want to carry around 3 books. I'll tell you this, I've been carrying around this one. It's a lot better to have this one and in my bag than to have 3 books that weighs almost 20 pounds. So where I'm going with that is, why didn't we give up in the second year? Why didn't we give up in the third year? And why haven't we given up? I'll just let you guys know, we haven't made it yet. We ain't making millions or even hundreds of thousands of dollars with this yet. We will be, it's coming. See, the thing is most people give up too quick. And when you know that you truly have something you desire and you want, you have to stick with it and just know that it's gonna come to you. But the thing is the people that aren't patient and don't wanna wait, your answer is that that's not what you desire, whatever it is that you're doing, and it's not truly what you deeply love. Because if it is, you'll take 5 years, 10 years, 15 years to get where you want to be, going all in on what you truly love. Does that make sense? So we don't know. It could take off this year, next year. It could be 5 more years. You guys ever hear Andy Frisella in his supplement business? You know, in just 10 years, you guys know in 10 years he really didn't make anything, and in his 10th year he made $56,000, and then it took off. Why didn't he quit? Now look at him. You guys know who Andy Frisella is, right? First Form. It's a $1 billion company. Multiple warehouses of over 100,000 square foot. So just keep that in mind. Like, again, it goes back to it's like, I've done so many things that have gotten me results. This one's obviously just taken me years to get the results from what I get from getting 3 months of results, 6 months of results, or 1 year of results. So just keep that in mind. I want to do this. If you don't have the books, you need to get the books. I'm going to challenge all of you guys to 90 days. Anybody that can do our books for 90 days straight and never miss a day, and here's the thing, if you miss a day, you start over from day one. Anyone that can do those for 90 days, and I got a way, so once you connect with us, I'm going to show you, because there's a way that I have to track it, and we'll do it, and I'll hold you accountable to it. You'll have our app, once it launches, you'll get 1 free year of our app, of nothing or anything, 1 full year of our Ideal app for free.
Ooh.
And you're going to want
I'll put a cherry on top for that. I'll get one of our coaches, instructors from inside of the app to do a free 30-minute call with you. For example, you focus on branding. The founder of UGG Boots, Brian Smith, billion-dollar company, he'll be inside of that app as an instructor. You could apply, you have to apply, you got to get approved, and you could do a 30-minute call with any of our instructors. I think it's like a $500 fee, or we'll figure out what the fee is per person, but I'll include that on top. So whatever instructor you see in there, Sharon Lecture wrote the book Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad, Poor Dad with Robert Kiyosaki. Outwitting the Devil, she annotated the book, Outwitting the Devil. She lives right here in Scottsdale. She'll be an instructor in the app. So if you guys want to look about, and want to know more about how to write a book.
Greg Reed.
Right, Greg Reed. Greg Reed wrote 150 books, 3 Feet from Gold. So if you guys want to get into books and authorship, stuff like that, maybe book a call with him. So you guys will see the instructors in the app, and whoever does complete the 90-day challenge, we'll do 1 year with that, and then I'll commit to doing a free consultation or a 30-minute call with whichever person you see in the app and pick.
Let's get it. I just know the results you're going to get from it is going to be phenomenal, so you'll enjoy it. All right, guys, let's open it up. Let's network. Let's get to know each other, swap some numbers. We got about a good solid 35 minutes or so, and we'll start cleaning up. We got to be out here right about 9 o'clock. Sound good? You guys got any last stuff here?
There is some water in the back, so if you guys need some more water, grab a water. Let's connect. Let's build relationships, and let's keep growing.
First Thursday of every month, guys. Please invite friends, share, send them out, and everything. Obviously, we want to help more people. We want to grow, so bring them out, share, and if you're getting value from this, please share. So thank you guys for tonight and everything. Let's network and let's have a good time.
Man, after this event, after every event that we have with Ideal, I feel pumped up, because it's rare that you meet people who come out and they express themselves, they truly engage. You know, so as a leader, as a coach, as a speaker, to be in a group of people and in a room of people who truly engage and get value, man, I feel amazing. I feel charged up and ready to go out and tackle the world with all these amazing people. One thing that I will say is just really embracing the day-to-day exercise in the areas where I want to expand, because I realize even personally, I always say every leader, I don't care what level you grow to as a leader, we all have blind spots, right? And I realized even tonight, there were some areas in the next levels that I want to take my business to that I wasn't really seeing how I could take it to that next level. And so really just evaluating, you know, going to that next level with my own events and with my own brand, utilizing social media and how I show up consistently every single day. You know, that's something that I'm definitely walking away with tonight. Listen, if you've been looking for a place where you want to connect to some amazing people, positive vibes, good connection, but more than anything, education that's going to help you level up to create your ideal life, then you don't want to miss the next Ideal Workshop happening on November the 2nd. Look, come on out, connect with us. Let us give you the information for your transformation that's going to equal elevation to take your life to the next level. If you're one of those people that are saying, I want to connect with people who are doing the work, who have the background, who have the experience, who are creating their own ideal lives. I'm tired of the fluff. I'm tired of the fuss. If that's you, come out and join us November the 2nd, and we'd be glad to have you and help you take your life to the next level to create that ideal life.